special. So
Okay.
let's get started. First story of the day is
Avon in 100 million zlotys expansion will boost cosmetics by 25%. Avon Operations Polska is the largest and the most technologically advanced Avon factory in the world. The innovative production complex located in Garwolin employs almost 1,000 people. Oh, I think that there were these were the first cosmetics as I used as a teenager.
Oh,
from
really?
Avon, yeah.
Okay.
They have,
okay.
Hmm?
Okay. Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Big presence in Poland. Also, big shared service center here in Warsaw as well. Okay. Next story.
Westinghouse Electric to establish shared service center in Krakow. In the first phase, the center will employ approximately 150 highly skilled workers in a variety of functions to support Westinghouse's global organization.
So this is, again, the rumbling machine of shared service centers continues to move on, continues to grow. Everyone's been saying that it's going to be full, Krakow will be full, no more space for new entrants, but they keep getting more big guys. So Westinghouse Electric, big one, big company coming into Poland, shared service center, another good news for Krakow and the SSC sector writ large. Okay, next story.
Huuuge boasts 25% revenue growth in the first quarter to record $96 million. Revenues from the company's flagship games, Huuuge Casino and Billionaire Casino, increased by 16%.
I love their name. You got to say huge casino, right?
Yeah, it suggests something. Yeah, that
okay,
this is
well,
very big company.
We won't go there. Okay, so great story. Of course, they listed on the stock exchange a couple of months ago. Really interesting company. The gaming sector in Poland is huge, growing, huge, no pun intended, growing very fast. And we'll see how that comes along. But big numbers, really impressive results in Q1 for Huuuge. Okay, next story.
Government simplifies VAT settlements with second Slim VAT package. On Wednesday, the government adopted a draft amendment to the Act on Tax on Goods and Services and other acts. The new solutions include reducing formalities and improving the financial liquidity of companies.
Great news, simplifying VAT, way overdue, like 10 years. So
it's always good.
Always good to make it simpler. That is difficult for companies to manage all the time. So only good news. Okay, next story.
Famur, major strategy shift to green energy and Famur Solar. Famur, a large manufacturer of mining machinery and equipment, is changing its strategy. Solar energy will be the new focus, while its coal mining equipment gets left behind.
Yeah, this is a great story. Classic. Famur is a huge company that supplies equipment and machines to the coal mining sector, which, of course, as we've talked about almost every day now, keeps getting squeezed to be smaller and the green coming up. So Famur is saying, okay, we're not going to beat them. Let's join them. We're going green. They're going to go solar. They're going to diminish the role of the coal mining sector from what's about 65% today. They're saying within 2 years, it'll be less than 30%. So they're going to totally shift it into the green sector. Smart strategy, good idea. Their stock price is up a good bit the last few days. So quite an interesting company to look at. By the way, they're backed by TDJ, which is an investment fund out of Katowice, in turn backed by Israeli capital. So interesting to watch that. Looks like a good, clever move from my perspective. Okay, next story.
The Feed Your Seed competition for AI startups has started. 3 investment funds are behind the Feed Your Seed competition: Evic Alpha, Speedup Group, and Tredesim Asset Management. The organizers are looking for the best startups on the Polish startup scene that are in the pre-seed and seed stages and operate in the field of artificial intelligence. The main prize is an investment of 1 million zlotys.
Great. Great name, Feed Your Seed, really alliteration there. AI, it's all about AI these days. AI is infecting and going everywhere in the world right now. White collar, blue collar, robotics, everywhere. And then, of course, the main prize, $1 million zlotys investment. It's not cash, free money. It is a investment into your company. A little bit misworded there as a main prize. Okay, let's give them some credit. Good idea. cool competition. We'll watch how that develops. Okay, next story.
Łódź named CEE's most business-friendly city. Łódź tops the Emerging Europe Business Perception Index for 2021 with Cluj-Napoca, Kyiv, Budapest, Warsaw, Prague, and Belgrade also taking honors across a number of individual categories.
Yeah, great. So good news for Łódź. They are always fighting to get more investment. They're doing a good job of it. Adam, their new deputy mayor, is doing a great job of being the front man for investors, getting international attention to the city. They are also going to be at our event in about 3 weeks, North America Sea Investment Summit, with a presentation about the attractiveness of Łódź. So I've been pulling for them a long time. Great city, cool city. And we'll be on their side as they continue to grow and get more investment. Okay, next story.
Poland's GTC agrees to sell Belgrade office portfolio for 268 million euros. Hungarian investor Indotech Group will buy 11 buildings in 5 business parks.
Yeah, this is essentially GTC, Global Trade Center, listed in Poland here, and they are trying, of course, to reshuffle their portfolio, pay down some debts, but also they're trying to refocus on their core business, which is development, not owning the buildings. So they've sold these buildings to Indotech out of Hungary. They're going to put that money back into developing more projects in Belgrade, which is, of course, has lots of potential for commercial real estate development, lots of offices needed. They're getting a lot more IT technology companies, quite strong. We're seeing a lot of Japanese and Chinese and Korean money moving into Serbia as well. So interesting news with GTC. Okay, next story.
Poland's resistance leads to European Union leaders' climate battle retreat. The FT reports that the Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki opposed forthcoming plans to extend the EU emissions trading scheme to include the car and building industries, arguing that it would impact poorer countries the hardest.
Hey, look, Poland's negotiating this EU budget thing really, really well. Strong, tough negotiations, mostly very successful. Morawiecki is pushing very hard for this. Good logic too. You know, if you do too much on the EU climate change, it affects the car, building, automotive sector, huge in Poland. It affects the construction sector, also very big in Poland. So good for them. We'll see how it rolls out. I would guess Poland wins the negotiation once again. They're pretty hard-nosed with it. Okay, next story.
Pepco now listed on Warsaw Stock Exchange. Shares jump 10% on first day. Pepco's CEO Andy Bond said that while its chain in Eastern Europe is the company's jewel in the crown, he sees strong opportunities in Spain and Italy.
Yes, so they've listed now in Warsaw. You can buy their shares. You might want to buy them. We made 10% yesterday, Magda. Now, but the CEO is saying, look, it's not just about Central Europe or Poland. We see opportunities in Spain and in Italy. So we'll watch how they develop. Interesting company. I've never been in a Pepco shop, though. Have you ever been inside Pepco? I have not been before. I need to do that. Anyway, next story. Okay, next one. And last one.
The last one. Korean SK Nexilis to build copper foil plant for EV batteries in Poland. Ultra-thin sheets of copper foil are used by manufacturers of lithium-ion batteries for use in electric vehicles.
So the story here, the significance here is simply that as the big OEM guys come in producing automotive things, whether it's EV batteries or electric vehicles, the suppliers follow them. So we saw the news a week or two ago of the South Koreans coming in with a huge EV factory, and now we see the copper foil plant supporting the EV factory. So like usual, you get these clusters of automotive sectors, big guys come in, and then behind them come hundreds of suppliers. And so that's what's happening with this Korean SK Nexilis as well. Again, good news for Poland, good news for the EV sector in Poland as well, which is cutting edge, leading edge, globally important, and is feeding into Western Europe supply chains.
Yeah.
So that's it for the day. One last thing I want to say about our North American CE Investment Awards. We had news yesterday that the city of Charlotte will join us as a profile, as a presentation, which is great news for the sector. We also have the state of Nevada joining us, which is also really interesting news. And the city of Austin and the World Affairs Council of Austin will also join us. So, and then more news coming early next week. But it's looking pretty interesting. I know you're going to be there. So we're going to look, we've got also about 5 or 6 more jury members, which I'll announce on Monday.